Are you looking for the best 2-room tent? In this video we will look at some of the 4 best tent on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Crua Core 6-Person Tent. This large camping tent with a phenomenal tent livability and peak height has areas for sleep as well as hanging out. It's far from a tent for privacy. Upon purchase, 6 people fit side by side in a large sleeping area. The vestibule area serves as a hangout space. It's large enough to be considered a second room if necessary. You can utilize this excellent 6-person tent in all weather conditions, including snow. The 2-room tent aspect comes in a little differently, though. This Crua Core attaches to other, smaller tents in the range, adding additional sleeping or communal space to your heart's content. The tent also attaches to your car to expand your space that way. Regardless of what 2-room tent you purchase and how you make the connections, you're getting a tough tent you can sleep comfortably in. The dark tent interior is a plus when it comes to slumber, but the tent's lack of windows removes some of the livability inside. At number 2. Core 9-Person Instant Cabin Tent. Families can make do with the smaller tents above. What about friends? You're not as close and need more tent space to sprawl out, or bring partners into the mix. This spacious, great peak height 9-person tent does the job. The 2 rooms can work as separate bedrooms, although one is marketed as more of a living room. The large mesh zippered doors and enormous windows let light in and allow livability. However, the tent's 9-person capacity includes that living area. Perhaps it could work as a living and sleeping space? If there are fewer people on your trip, both tent spaces fit an air mattress for a more glamorous trip. The instant cabin tent is easy to set up, with Core claiming it only takes 60 seconds. For those friend and family camping trips with a long drive to your destination, nothing is better than an instant cabin tent that's easy to set up within minutes of arriving. A nice feature we liked in the Core is the electrical cord access vent. You can charge devices or run an extension cable into your tent to bring in a power supply. Your trip gets slightly less glam when you realize the tent seams can be a little leaky, a common problem with the Core range. Some seam seal fixes that issue, and the high-quality steel poles hold up against all other weather issues. At number 3. NTK Indie GT 4-5-Person Tent with Screen Room. The NTK tent is an excellent choice for small families with kids who like to get dirty. Like the pic above, this 2-room camping tent has a tent screen room, although it's mainly for use as a vestibule, a safe place for mud-covered kids to change into clean clothes without dirtying the tent sleeping area. 3 of the area's walls are removable, so you can also turn it into an awning if you'd like to get some sun and don't mind bugs. NTK's vestibule also has a floor, making it a great space for kids to sit and do activities like coloring and playing with their toys. On colder days, shut the space on all sides and view the great outdoors through the tent windows. When you retire to the sleeping area by night, you can store your gear in the vestibule. The actual 6-person tent sleeping space doesn't have 2 rooms, so you can repurpose the expansive vestibule for that if you wish. The sleeping area is large enough to sleep 4, but you'll need to use sleeping bags instead of air mattresses. Plus, the more people you have in the sleeping space, the hotter it gets. The tent ventilation isn't great, but it's more bearable when you open the front and side tent doors. At number 4. Coleman Weathermaster 6-Person Tent with Screen Room. If you want a 2-room camping tent you can hang out in as well as sleep in, the Coleman Weathermaster is an excellent choice. It has 2 sleeping areas, fitting 3 sleepers in sleeping bags or 2 on airbeds in each. The mesh screen room provides a comfortable area to hang out, sit and watch kids as they play outside, and more. It won't protect you in the rain, but it's decent for sunny or cooler days. On those days, it'll protect you from those pesky bugs that you're sick of eating you alive. If you wish to leave the tent and take on the bugs or venture into the wild, the hinge door makes it easy, especially if you're carrying a child or animal. The door also allows kids to easily package in and out without fumbling with zippers. That's also a great feature for friend groups who've had a few beers and can't coordinate their hands with a zipper. Once night falls, you can collapse into your sleeping areas, separated by a screen. It's easily removed if a child has a nightmare and wants to sleep in one room. With it up, the screen provides a nice feeling of privacy for parents away from kids for the night or couples in a friend group sleeping separately. However, if it rains at night, you'll want to add an extra full coverage tarp on top of the rainfly. Waterproofing spray and seam seal will be your best friend with this tent, too. The tent comes with Coleman's Weather Tech system, which includes a waterproof tent floor and inverted seams without extra weather protection treatment. The tent has some minor leakage, but once that's dealt with, the Weathermaster in its name rings true.